Welcome back to Krazy Hodophiles. We are back with another video on our channel, and this time we are going to talk about the last segment of our trip in this beautiful country, Sri Lanka, and our next stoppage, Ella.
Ella is well known for its scenic valleys and waterfalls. If you are a tea enthusiast, you can experience your heaven here.
Our train got delayed by almost 2 hours. So once we reached Ella, we called up our guest house and spoke to the owner to understand how to get to the hotel. Once we understood, we simply took a tuk-tuk and it took us around 15 to 20 minutes to reach Manaram Guest House.
We had opted for a non-AC room as the weather was really nice here, and we did not feel the need for an AC room. Our package was including breakfast. The cost part would be shared in the description box below. The guest house also offered free Wi-Fi. The room was small in size, but we did not mind that as it was a budget trip and the hospitality was really nice. Once we reached the guest house, we saw that our host Ravin was waiting along with his grandfather at the door to welcome us.
While we were keeping our bags in the room, Uncle wanted to know what our plan was in Ella. So we simply went ahead and told him that we were planning to cover or at least start ascending Little Adams Peak by 4 o'clock. However, due to the delay in the train, it was already 4:30, so we were not really sure whether we would be able to cover Little Adams Peak today or not. To which Uncle said we can still cover Little Adams Peak because it's just 5 minutes walking from the guest house. This gave us a big boost and we started out on our way right away.
So we quickly got rid of our bags and decided to go for the trek without even freshening up. Earlier, we had spoken to Ravin and discussed about the places we wanted to visit. We were looking to cover 4 spots in our 2-night stay at Ella. We had Little Adams Peak, 9 Arch Bridge, Dialuwa Falls, and Ravana Falls in our list.
We planned to cover the waterfalls next day because we knew it will take some time. Ravin also suggested that we could cover Halpa Tea Factory as well if we have some time in our hand. He also offered to book a tuk-tuk for us if needed, so we said yes. And we also knew that 9 Arch Bridge was at a walking distance from the guest house, so we could easily cover it next day in the afternoon and it would not be a problem.
Little Adams Peak was also at a walking distance, so we got going. After walking for around 5 minutes from the guest house, we reached the base of Little Adams Peak. From here, we would have to start our trek to the top. Guys, Little Adams Peak trek might sound like just a small trek to the top, but trust me, it isn't. By the time you reach the top, you would be totally exhausted, as it's a steep trek and takes at least 30 to 45 minutes. On the way up, the path will take you through large trees and some beautiful flowers. At some point, you will experience tea garden too. If you're lucky, you might find 2 dogs as well while you are doing the climbing, just as your guide. While we were feeling exhausted to climb the cliff, the encouragement from other people passing by boosted our strength. After reaching the top, the breeze and the view made us forget all our fatigue. Guys, watching the sun dip below the mountains is an experience to cherish. After enjoying the sunset, we started to descend as there is no light on top, and it's difficult to trek down in the dark, and it's dangerous too. After reaching the base of the peak, we straightaway went to a local restaurant named No Name Cafe. We did not get a chance to eat anything in lunch, so we were really hungry, and we thought we would settle down, have something, and then head back to our guest house. We got up early the next day, and while we were getting ready, we saw that the guest house offered an amazing view. We were mesmerized by it. Due to the previous day hustle bustle, we did not get a chance to enjoy the scenery. So, we spoke to Ravin and we checked for a tuk-tuk so that we can cover the waterfalls. Ravin checked and got back to us stating that the tuk-tuk driver will charge 6,000 LKR to cover Ravana and the Dialuwa Falls. We found that really expensive, so we started checking on our alternatives. He stated that we could either take a bus instead to Ravana Falls and from there take a tuk-tuk to Dialuma Falls, or we can take a bus from Ravana Falls to Dialuma Falls as well. That would save us some penny.
We took a bus from Ella bus stop to reach Ravana Falls in another 20 to 25 minutes. We took a halt at Ravana Falls and enjoyed in the cold water and the warm sun. We could already see some tourists were enjoying themselves in the water. They were just swimming around and clicking pictures. It was an amazing sight and an amazing feeling altogether. We halted there for around 2 to 3 hours, and after that we decided that we needed to move on. Guys, while we were just enjoying the scenic beauty of the waterfall, I met with an accident and I slipped and fell into the water. I completely drenched myself and we did not carry any extra clothing, so we had to drop the plan for Dialuma Falls, and we decided that we will instead go to Halpe Tea Factory, and we thought we will just go ahead and walk up.
We took a bus to Kumbhavela from Ravana Hill. From there, we hired a tuk-tuk to Halpe Tea Factory situated at the top of the hill. Now, this factory is one of the largest tea factory in Sri Lanka, and it boasts of producing 7 different qualities of tea. We reached the factory and started taking a round. This factory also provides a tour for the tourist where the guide explains the whole process of tea making and also gives a free tea tasting session. One can purchase tea from here too. We did the same as we could not resist the temptation of purchasing good quality Sri Lanka tea. We hired a tuk-tuk to take us to the guest house directly. We freshened up at our guest house and left for lunch. We went to a place called Adam's Breeze, which is another local eatery near our guest house. The food was just mouth-watering, and we found it reasonable too.
We wanted to cover the Nine Arch Bridge too, so we got going without wasting any further time, and we decided to take a more scenic route, which was through the woods. There is an alternate way out as well, which is from the main road, but we just wanted to be a bit adventurous, so we took that path, and trust me, it was a wonderful sight.
This path is a narrow path that one has to follow to reach the bridge. The path is through the woods, so we had to tread with caution. We kept walking on the path and reached the point from where we could see the bridge clearly. We sat there for some time and just soaked in the view. We were waiting for the evening train to cross the bridge, but it was late that day too.
It was getting dark and we wanted to head back to our guest house. So we got on our way back, and to satisfy our hunger pangs, we stopped at Adam's Breeze again. We had some snacks and packed our dinner from there. We went straight to the guest house and asked Ravin to provide us with some cutlery and a plate so that we could complete our Sri Lankan dinner, and we called it a day. We needed to get up early next day as we had an early morning train to go to Colombo Fort. From there, we had a red-eye flight to get to Bangalore, India.
It was time now to say goodbye to Ella. It was difficult, but we had to do it with the hope that we would definitely return to Sri Lanka whenever we get the next opportunity. The journey from Ella back to Colombo Fort was going to take us at least 10 hours. So, we decided to get on the train, which is at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we purchased the return ticket from Kandy itself in third class reserved compartment. So once we reached the station, we were waiting for the train, but along with some four-legged guests.
Guys, if you also plan to take a flight directly, just like we did, you can get down at a small station called Ragama. From there, you have option to either go for a local train, hire a tuk-tuk, or you can also go ahead and get on a bus. If I talk about the time frame, a local train will take less time. Now, when you get on the local train, you have to go to Katunaika station. From there is airport transfer available, which is a free service provided by the Sri Lankan government, and that will get you into Bandar Airport in just 5 minutes. Hence, we went ahead and took that option. Now, it was time to say a goodbye to Sri Lanka.
We hope that through our channel Krazy Hodophiles, we were able to take you through on a virtual trip of Sri Lanka. If you loved the experience that we shared, please hit the like button and share it with everyone. Do subscribe to the channel to keep hearing back from us. And if you have any suggestions or any questions, please use the comment section and we will try our best to address it in the best way possible.